In this project, the planning is done with the electrical planner from ABB for guest rooms and corridors in a hotel with 25 rooms the same type. There are 5 rooms plus corridor and technical room per floor, means in total 5 floors. General areas like lobby or restaurant will not be involved in this planning, just to reduce the scope in this project example. In each part of the tool the necessary steps are shown and partly explained. It is expected that the user is familiar with the tool in principle. To learn about the Planner tool from the beginning, go to the text tutorial or watch the 8 video tutorials from Building Structure to Result, available on our homepage. The guest rooms have various functions like lighting control, shading, as well as heating and cooling with a fan coil unit. The image shows the room layout and the functions. The corridor has only lighting control with presence detectors. We start the building planner and select the button Create Your Own Building Structure. The room layout of the hotel might be available as a file which can be imported into the tool. Also a BIM, Building Information Modeling file, can be imported, or it can be created by yourself by means of the room icons. The floor plan with all rooms looks finally like this. To continue, we press the Next button at the bottom right. In the part Basic Setup, the technology and design for KNX sensors is selected. In addition, you can choose between central KNX actuators and the decentralized room controller from ABB for the 3 main functions: light, blinds, and heating, ventilation, air conditioning. You also decide whether combined switch shutter actuators, so-called combi devices, with up to 24 channels are used. These can be parameterized via software as classic switch actuators, 1 channel is needed, or shutter actuators, 2 channels are needed. As each hotel room needs various switchable outputs and also 2 blinds, it is recommended to implement this economical solution with the combi switch actuators. The number of KNX devices per line must be determined. We take 1 line per floor. When it comes to the sensor design, you can currently choose between various designs from ABB. For this project, the Tenton sensor is used in the room, which offers a clear design with a labeling field to describe the functions. Important for hotel rooms with various guests. For the corridor, it is planned to have daily lighting controlled via presence detectors. This is to be configured later. To continue, press the Next button at the bottom right. When planning the building installation, the structure of the distribution boards in the project is important. In principle, we are talking about the allocation of rooms with the assigned devices to the individual distribution boards. In this project, 1 distribution board per floor is required. The information button next to the username allows you to take a look at the distribution board with the devices. This is initially empty here, but will be useful later when you go back to the distribution structure in the following planning phase. Finally, press the Next button at the bottom right. For efficient planning, it is recommended to work with templates for rooms, which repeat in the project. In the building planner, you can use predefined room templates with various functions, which can be adapted. A hotel with many guest rooms fits perfectly to work with templates, as we have many rooms of the same type. We create our own templates by means of the Quick Wizard template. We need templates for the hotel room, the bathroom, and the corridor. The technical room needs no template, as there are no direct room functions. Nevertheless, modular DIN rail devices are installed there, important for the room assignment of these devices during the import process of your planning into the ETS later. We create a room template starting with a hotel guest room. To add functions for the room template, we click on Detailed Planning. First of all, we have to create a room layout which fits into the original room done in building structure for the hotel room in L shape. Following message indicates what to do. Via add function, we add all components for the required functions. One ABB Tenton for room temperature control, light and shutter operation in the room. Two ABB Tenton 8V as bedside panel for light, shutter and central control. One ABB Tenton in the corridor for light, shutter and central control in all rooms, bathroom, corridor and sleeping room. Two Bush presence detector mini for bathroom and sleeping room. A Dali Gateway DGS1 6411 for dimmable light in the sleeping room. Combi switch actuators for various lights and shutters. And a fan coil controller FCCS for heating cooling. We take a 0 to 10 volt control both for valve and fan. All created devices combinations will be named. All channels of the sensors will be assigned via connection line. This allows finally to create group addresses with the import of the building planner ETS file via the app ABB Building Planner Import into the ETS. Planning for the bathroom. One Bush presence detector mini and one light circle controlled by a combi switch actuator. Planning for the corridor. Two Bush presence detector mini on each side of the corridor. And one light circuit with 4 light fixtures controlled by Dali. Finally, we assign the room templates, hotel room, bathroom and corridor, to all rooms. This should be the last step in this part, as later changes in the room template might result in lost work, e.g. wrong naming. Jump this next button to the part Detailed Planning. The part Detailed Planning allows to implement adjustments, changes and extensions on a project-related basis based on all previous steps. This is very similar to the detailed room-oriented planning from the previous part, Room Template. If everything is done correctly with the planning within this room template, only few things are still to be done here. For example, renaming of circuits and loads to distinguish it between the different rooms. Checking and changing devices in the distribution board if needed. Assignments means connection line between devices across rooms, and changes in a special room. As mentioned, you are able to change something in the rooms or distribution boards. Click on a room, then on distribution box on the right. The distribution board with all components is visible, connection diagram and the option to change product. You can go to other KNX lines, means in our case to the boards of the other floors. In addition, you can have a look to the different rooms and floors to get an overview of the whole project. Finally, press the Next button at the bottom right. The displayed result list shows now all components for the project. Accessories can be added using the selection button, such as valves for fan coil units. In principle, the work is done now. Based on the planning, a complete device list with the necessary information is available. An export of the result as PDF or Excel file is offered. A complete project documentation as PDF can be created by entering further data. A link to this product list is available, which can be sent as an email. Last but not least, Download ETS file allows to generate a file to be imported to the ETS via a separate app called Building Planner Import. This means further processing of your work and the data from the Building Planner in the ETS to simplify and speed up the work for the system integrator. The downloaded ETS project from Building Planner can be imported in the ETS, the KNX tool for configuration and commissioning of a KNX project. For the import, the additional free-of-charge app Building Planner Import within the ETS is needed, available in the KNX App Store or on the ABB homepage. Create a new project in the ETS. Start the ETS app Building Planner Import and continue with all steps explained in the tutorial Building Planner Import. Distribution panel per floor will be assigned to the technical room of each floor. You can go now to the different panels of your project in the ETS to check and continue the work. What is available now? The overview of the project with floors and rooms and all KNX devices. KNX topology, areas and lines with all assigned devices. Each device has an individual address. Group addresses were created for the main communication objects of the products. What is still to be done in terms of configuration in the ETS? Adjustment of parameters in the ETS application of the products. Creation of additionally needed group addresses. Assignment of all group addresses to the communication objects of the KNX devices. Finally, programming of the components via download is needed, of course.